over here, grabbing some of this. And I'm just going to actually probably... What are we doing here? What am I doing? I got a mess. I don't even know what I'm doing. What's up? We're going to come in. We're going to cut right to the chase. I've got scale color light skin right here. Plopping that on the palette. I've got a mix of my purples from yesterday, which is just, I think it's flat out purple. Let's see. Yeah, this is the scale color purple. And then over here in the corner, this is violet, scale color violet, to give you an idea of the colors in the pot. This is what our boy looks like after the fun from yesterday. So you can see he's still pretty bright. There's still a pretty big difference in the shadows and the brights, which is what we're going for. And hopefully you can see like all the textures that we put into the model yesterday are coming through intentionally. Like that's what we're going for. I could have done this purple workup with the airbrush and I could have been done in 10 minutes. And I was thinking like, if I'm going to use a paintbrush for this, I should like make it obvious. Like I should use the advantages of the paintbrush. And sure, you can do smooth blends with a paintbrush. But for me, I could have banged this out really fast with the airbrush. Probably had a better result if I'm being honest with myself. So we're going in with the brush. We have this, this is like a peachy color. We're going to grab some of that. We're going to grab some of our midtone that's hanging out over there. Maybe some of this. We'll probably use that too. I don't want to use my good brush for this. What am I thinking? Get our flat guy. This has been sitting on our wet palette overnight, so it's just probably starting to separate a little bit. So mixing that up. Let's get this over here. Let's grab this peachy color. And we're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. But hopefully this will be the final time. So we're going to bring it up pretty far. We're going to take it to that notch, the next notch in a couple of spaces. And then we're going to do the midtone glaze over everything again. So it's a little bit scary because I know now how high this is going to take it. So again, we definitely probably want a little bit more. I don't want to go as light as I did yesterday, or as liquidy. You know, so it's, I don't know. The only way to try, maybe I shouldn't do it on such an obvious area. Maybe we'll come back here to the butt first and see what we're looking like. So this is, we're just gonna go for it, you know. Why be scared now? The whole point is for this guy to be kind of over the top, crazy looking. Otherworldly. And I've been going back and forth on how I was going to paint the monolith. I have decided how I'm going to paint the monolith, and once I get to a point where I'm waiting for this guy to dry, I'm going to go grab what my inspiration is going to be. I probably should not. I should probably using that thin brush that I had here. But I'm kind of on a little bit of a time constraint today. So I'm just trying to go fast, but I don't want to go fast and do too much damage to my paint job here. Let's get the top of the little booty butt. Pretty much laid the guidelines down for where I want all these to go now. And there's not really even any thinking involved at this point. It's just having fun. It's very freeing to, I don't care about the result. I do care about the result. I'm trying to act like I don't care about the result. I don't know what words I'm looking for, but I'm here for the journey on this guy, and however he looks at the end of it, that is how he was meant to look, and that is what it is. So I'm removing the stress of it. And this top part's going to be in shadow, but we'll put some scratches on him. And that. And then coming in here with more of our pink. And see on the belly, it's more like I'm being a little bit more I don't know what word I'm looking for. I'm going to wet blend in the shadows. I'm trying hard. I'm being more of a try hard because so much of the eye is going to be drawn to the belly. So just blending in those edges with the shadows here, coming around. So I'm cleaning my brush off so it doesn't have pigment on it. And now I'm just going to come in and work these details. Not work these details. I'm just going to come in and work these colors together. So there we go. It's already starting to dry on me on this side. So again, we're getting that like scratchy, cartoony look. And then we just have to do the feet, the toenails, and the talons, and this rock. Let me let this guy dry, and while I'm doing that, I'll get you what the inspiration for the rock's gonna be. Okay, so I was bouncing around ideas, and then I was thinking, I was looking through the good old rock collection. I have this busted, it's actually pretty broken and cracked. I don't know if it's gonna come through, but this pale, a marbled, pale yellow, green, and gray rock. So I think that color combo would be pretty sick. And having it be like the pale stone, like this guy, I've been trying to think of a name for him. I was calling him the monolith bear. It didn't seem right. The keeper of the pale stone is his name officially. He's the keeper of the pale stone. He doesn't bear it. He doesn't use it. He just keeps it on his back and he carries it around for the bearer of the pale stone, the one who actually uses it. And that'll be my next sculpting project. So I'm going to try, I think I actually want to go a little bit paler, a little bit sicker looking than this. I'm going to try to hand paint marble, something I have never done before, tried to do before. This is going to be tomorrow's video, but just giving you an idea of the inspo. Pretty stoked for that. I'm going to keep that on the desk. All right, I got to let this guy dry up, and then we're going to come back in. He might actually be dry enough for me to start on the back. So let's just jump into it. So I've got this mid-tone mixed in, and I think I actually might want to come over here now. Let's just grab it all. We'll grab everything we got. Maybe get this white out of here. That white's dry. I'm just trying to get it out of the way. And it's important that we get this into the shadows and bring it up because I still think, like, especially on this back part, the shadow, like, it looks just too obviously layered. It's not a very smooth transition. I want there to be a pretty big depth in volumes, but I don't want it to transition to be that stark. So let's come in, just working it out. We're still working from a place of lows to highs, but we're just making sure, and we don't want any paint to pool because we don't want to get like water staining. Because I'm probably maybe a little bit too thin, like always, like I've been the whole time on this project. But that's why I'm starting out on the back to get a feel for this, where I'm at consistency wise and how it's drying on me. This angle right here is just crazy, but we're there, you know. I think I'm pretty stoked with it. A roundabout way of getting here probably would have been faster if I'd intentionally started from this. But that's the point. Like this model was a journey. I didn't even know where this model was going. I didn't even actually plan on it being purple. I had planned on painting him the pale color, but I really kind of I don't usually paint purple or pinks a lot. But now our pink one-eyed monster, he's there. He is there for sure. This was such a fun model to do. Great, and again, the body is from Miscast, so great model from Miscast. Very fun. Definitely pick it up. I can cast them and sell them. I keep forgetting that. Should probably make that store. If you like the body, and I don't have any more heads made, but I could happy to give people, send them out the crystal and the bodies, and I'll give you the head from Miscast too. And the Miscast has different legs; they come out and then down. But I can sell those if you're interested. I just they're $20 because that's what everybody else sells them for. I don't even know how much it cost me to make them, but I don't want to like undercut or change the market or anything. But $20 including shipping. I'll ship them to you in that $20. As long as you're in the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., I gotta charge you shipping. All right, we're gonna let them dry. I'm gonna get my real brush and do the last little bit of brush work. You don't have to know what you're doing to make art, guys. You just gotta do it. Okay, we have that. We have this mess coming in. I'm gonna drag my brush through it and swirl my brush so I get a tip while I'm getting the paint on it. And I only want the paint to come like halfway up the belly, because otherwise you're gonna get it in the ferrule. But what this does is it loads up the brush. We need a little bit more water probably. It loads up the brush with your paint. So oh my God, I got some in the ferrule. I just said not to do that. Maybe not. It was just on the side. All right, our brush is fully loaded, baby. So now we're gonna come in, and now we're just having fun with it. Some stippling. There's gonna be a lot of stippling. A lot of like. These are gonna be, when you're painting them, you're gonna think like, it looks a little strange. Nobody's gonna see it. And also remember, it's gonna dry way darker. But this is how you get like these little dots. This is when you're looking at it at tabletop level. That's the stuff that catches your eye, and you're like, oh wow, that's a cool paint job. And this is effectively like edge highlighting for skin. As you come in and you just hit, it's almost like you're weathering it. Is probably a better way of saying it. Like I'm coming in and I'm being very intentionally scratchy, dotty. I'm hash marks. And if you had all day and all year, you could paint the whole model like this. And I think that's probably what some people do on like the high, like truly painting a model a brush stroke at a time, because I'm intentionally making these like stand out. But you could do this and as a like blending and transition. But this is really going to piece together. Oh, it's still a little wet on here. I don't want to get into that. I want this to be... I'm very happy with it. It's sick. Let's let it dry. I'll let it dry, and then I'll come back tonight, and I'll get some accurate photos of it being dried. Just because I want you guys to get a really good idea of like what it actually looks like when it's all dried off, because it will not be this bright. Right, it's gonna be for sure. But I think we're there. All right, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna let it dry, get one last pictures of it, and then we're done with the skin. All right, so our janky backdrop. Here's our boy, all dry. Really love how it turned out. Definitely gonna revisit the face mask now that we've done kind of this new style of things. For the skin, here's his back. Really happy with how it turned out. So tomorrow I will do the hands, the toenails, revisit this face mask, probably at least a little bit. I was really happy with how it turned out, but I think that it needs to get probably a little bit more like darkness, maybe some black to it, just to something for the shadows to match how deep the shadows are on the rest of the body. So tomorrow we'll knock that out, and then after we finish up the toes and the paws and revisit the face mask tomorrow, The day after that, we'll tackle the marble and the chain. I'll probably do the chain tomorrow too. So